Before you comment something really stupid, just watch the dang video. Do me a solid. This actually makes sense and has already happened in Trump's first term. And it is my opinion as to why Trump selected Doug Collins as the VA secretary to begin with. So up front, there are two sections in Project 2025 about the VA, right? One is for VHA, which is what we're going to talk about today. One is for VBA. I do not believe, not even for a second, that anything in the VBA suggestion box from Project 2025 will even be introduced onto the floor. Not even a thought of it. Okay. And yes, believe it or not, America does have a process. So all of this needs to be introduced with support past the House, Senate, President, so on. All right. Now back to the VHA. And yes, I'm willing. If I could bet money on this, I would. Okay. The VHA suggestion box, if you will, is most likely going to happen as Project 2025 implies. Okay. And really, really quick, Project 2025 is over here and Trump is over there. Those are different. However, comma, this part's important. It just so happens that Trump was a pretty big fan of privatizing the VA. Now, when I say privatizing the VA, okay, it's VHA, so healthcare. It is a supplemental workforce. It's not like the VHAs that's going to be erased off the map. It's the supplemental workforce, okay? I have contractors where I work in my real job, and their sole role is to provide subject matter expertise and fill that gap. So same thing for VHA, for healthcare, okay? This is probably going to happen, and I would expect it. I would be shocked if it did not happen, okay? And here's why. How do we know this is going to happen? Privatizing the VA or that supplemental workforce, there's two things. One, Trump signed the Mission Act in 2018 to sort of revamp community care, however you want to wordplay that, and double down on the supplemental private support to VHA. That already happened. It's happening right now, okay? Anyone who goes sees community care, which is the majority of all veterans who receive healthcare from the VA, that's why, okay? So reason number one, it's already happened. Two is Doug Collins is a huge supporter of the Mission Act and community care, and he's been very, very vocal about the need to add more private functions to VHA so veterans can get the health care that we deserve in a timely manner, okay? And so it's pretty much black and white right in front of us. Now, before you freak out about whether a private supplemental workforce to VHA is good or bad, Jason and I over on Veterans Daily had about an hour and a half discussion on this very topic, and you should go check that out because it's very nuanced. But if community care was gone today, okay, and all healthcare for veterans was solely provided by the VA, your appointments, instead of being 1 month out, would be 1 year out and probably years out, right? There would be a VHA backlog, just like there's a VA claim backlog. It's the same thing. So it turns out after a 20-year plus war, you have a lot of veterans that require VA healthcare. Imagine that, right? That's only post 9/11. That's not talking about, you know, Panama, Bosnia, Shield Storm, peacetime, Vietnam era. There's a ton of veterans, 18 million plus to be exact. So anyways, go to Veterans Daily and check out that whole discussion because it's one of our better long form videos. And with that, let me know your thoughts below, okay? One, did you make it to the end? I want to know. Two, do you think having a supplemental workforce for VHA is a good idea or not? And whatever your answer is, it's totally fine. I just want to know why, you know? Back your answer up with some arguments. And Trump is irrelevant in that conversation. What matters is veterans getting health care. So you can hate Trump and still like community care. That's totally fine. It would be the same as hating Biden and liking the PACT Act. Okay, those are completely irrelevant. Whoever sits in the Oval Office is irrelevant for this right here. Now, what matters is veterans getting the health care. It's important to note that the current administration and the VA secretary and all their public affairs bubbas, right, always brag on how more veterans are getting more care and more benefits than ever before, which is true. largely due to the PACT Act. But keep in mind that community care is the #1 provider for veteran health care, which is pretty wild. Am I right?